Hey everyone, welcome back to BrickVault. My name is David and today we're taking a look at a brand new custom build from one of my all-time favorite designers, Boestuds. This is the Minifig scale custom first order troop transport from the Star Wars sequels. You know, the ship in which Chewie should have died, that would have given that scene way more weight. But it's all about the ship today that we also see in quite a few other scenes, mainly escorting first order stormtroopers onto the battlefields. You can immediately tell where the inspiration for the ship came from. It has extreme World War II influences in it. It basically looks like a landing craft that was used in Normandy in 1944. And in the movies it also behaves exactly that way. Now before you click away because this is just some grey ship from the sequels, give me just your next 5 to 10 minutes or so to convince you otherwise, because this model is much more than meets the eye. The designer Boestuds made bangers like the Resistance Y-Wing, E-Wing and the Magna Guard Starfighter and Cat Bane's Xanadu Blood for BrickVault, and those ships are among the most sturdy and best built models we featured. Boestuds is a master when it comes to combining accuracy with the most fun building experience, intricate techniques and sturdiness. I'm not joking. I highly encourage you to just build one of their models to experience this for yourself. The first order transporter with the stand consists of 3,646 pieces, and the parts will set you back only 180 to 250 USD on Bricklink based on your location and the stores near you. But that's a really good price per part, way better than any LEGO set currently, so that was surprising, but at the same time it does use a lot of fairly basic grey pieces, so it's somewhat expected as well if you think about it. Still a refreshing thing for a MOC of this caliber. The model is 47 cm long, 16 cm wide and 19 cm tall on the stand, or 16 on the landing gear. So you get a better idea of the size. Here's a reference. It's a piece of my dishwasher that randomly came off during a wash and I can't locate where it came off. Hope that helps. Now, if you're a sequel fan, you obviously recognize this ship immediately. And I gotta say, this may not be the best representation of the amazing vehicle design work of the sequels. I think we get quite a few really interesting ships in some of the films, but for regular Star Wars fans, this is quite a niche ship. In the MOC building community, however, we have deep appreciation for the weird, unique and niche ships. There's even a word for background characters, so I'm gonna call these ships Glub Shippos. The amount of work and dedication that went into the design of this LEGO build is amazing. It may look rather simple, but if you look a little closer, I can guarantee you nothing on here is straightforward LEGO building. The way all these sub-assemblies attach is extremely unique, and I can't deny I learned a thing or two during the building process. Like I said, I can't stress enough how incredible the design work of Boestuds is. Truly inspiring stuff. LEGO themselves made a set of this ship, which was a pretty good build for its time, for sure, although it was way too short. This MOC by Boestuds is in Minifig scale, so this is actually the size and length it's supposed to be. At the very front, the underside of the loading ramp is lined with Minifig ice skating pieces, which is a really cool look and accurate to the real thing. You see at the very front here we have a searchlight up top as well as two additional ones to the sides, represented here with transparent pieces. The sides are really intricately designed, all the cheese slopes line up perfectly. These sidewalls are actually angled inwards ever so slightly, which is also an accurate design feature that the LEGO set didn't get right, for example. There's some really nice LEGO geometry and math going on here. I like the use of the container door piece and this vote sign part in dark bluish grey here. On the bottom we have two orange lights implemented on each side, also accurate to the real thing. Boestuds got the color blocking right to the T with the dark grey patches. These aren't just randomly placed here, there's also this angled section here at the bottom that is locked in place. Further back we have the flaps for the landing gear, also nicely locked in place at that angle. This dark grey stripe was really satisfying to put together. You build everything around it and then slide it into place. I love the build for the venting detail. It even has a small step to it which is accurate to the real ship. The attention to detail is just insane. Also again, the way the slopes all line up so perfectly is just so satisfying. In the back here we have these engine assemblies. They have some greebling on them that nicely fits in with this gear on top or a roller skate and ingot placed on the side. These grills are plates with rails. On the bottom are wheel pieces and wires with flexible pieces and hot dog parts in black for that extra bit of detail. These flaps in the back can be angled a bit, but I think they are supposed to stay like that. Down below we again get another set of landing gear with the housing around it. And in the back are the main thrusters. 4 main thrusters here that have transparent light blue tiles in them to recreate the engine glow. They are angled and locked in place at that angle again. That's what I'm talking about. All the sub-assemblies being locked into place just feels like Lego set quality when it comes to sturdiness, even though everything looks that more accurate. We also have some additional venting detail in the back here. The top one was actually really interesting to put together, as was the whole inside of the back section. A lot of stud reversal and connections you really didn't expect but worked out in the end. The lower vents are supposed to be asymmetrical, that's not an error, even though it bugs me a little. Now the top doesn't have to hide either in terms of techniques. First off, we have some beautiful panel usages all throughout. I love the use of panel pieces. The edges use round bricks which work great here. We have container door parts at the front. The way Boestuds was able to inset the slopes here but still leave a fine line in the middle is pretty cool to me. It's a half plate offset which required quite a bit of building underneath and probably some time to figure out. There are these weird humps in the back here which use exoforce arms in the back. This is a cool turret here that can be swiveled from side to side. It has 2 handles in the back for a minifig to grab onto theoretically. I don't think it works actually, but it also gets a simulated display with this transparent tile here. The small sub-assembly below it is awesome with details packed into a really small space created by 2 window elements facing each other. Again, another really impressive piece of building here. I like the railing here, using hot dog parts and bar pieces. The hatch can be opened here, but we'll come to that in a bit. This weird extension on here is the cockpit actually. Personal opinion, but I think this is the most ugly cockpit design in the whole Star Wars universe. It feels so lazy design-wise, but I guess it makes sense given the context. This is just a simple replaceable troop transport, so the interior should house as many troops as possible. Putting this on top leaves space for that, and of course no need to make it look good or anything, but it does feel super out of place and easy to target for enemies. However, it's all about the Lego build here, so I gotta give praise to the design, because the window area is again super accurate, plus this all opens up, which brings us to the feature section of this video. It slides into place and stays like that, but is also easy to take off. Inside is just a stud for a minifig to stand and a bit of grill detailing in the back. The gunner position also opens up. Inside we get another stud for a gunner to stand and man the turret. There's also a printed tile in here, and notice the color blocking. Everything in here is dark gray. Now to access the interior you have 2 panels that can be removed. They are not connected to anything but fit in so snugly that it feels like they are. They won't wiggle around at all. The front one is fixed in place and won't come off. And inside, as you'd expect, is a lot of nothing. Just a ton of studs on the floor to line up at least 16 first order stormtroopers. I don't have enough to completely fill the space, but since there are 6 weapons on the walls, I put 6 troops in here. In the back we have a simulated door. It doesn't open or anything, but it does look nice. We have some red lights in here too, which is accurate to the movies. And notice the wall decoration with the dark gray color blocking and the use for the spring-loaded shooter part, for example. I also like the use of the road sign part again in dark gray for the angled bits on the bottom of the walls. Such a cool and accurate touch. You can spot light gray Technic lift arms in the walls. Those help to make this build even more sturdy, to the point where it's technically possible to lift up the whole model by grabbing the walls. The front ramp of course falls down to deploy all your troops. There are a couple of simulated actuators on each side here. Now this model comes with a black stand that lifts the model up off the floor and is connected with just a couple of studs. It's super easy to remove. The model itself can stand on its 4 landing skids, but it requires a transparent part at the front to not fall forward. I'm guessing in universe it has a repulsor lift to not fall forward, or it's extremely back heavy, otherwise the placement of the landing gear doesn't make too much sense. The landing gear can be taken off very easily. Each one is just connected with 1 stud. While we're down here, let's take a look at the underside of the ship, which is absurdly well designed for a section that you literally can never see, even not on the stand. So many different angled bits and bits of details down here. This whole ship feels way more like a model kit than a Lego model. It's so well designed and easy to handle and swoosh around. I always try to point out all the bits of criticism I have in my reviews, so the videos don't feel like just an advertisement for the instructions, because while they do provide good insight into the product, the videos should also be as objective and entertaining as possible, but I'm really having a hard time pointing out any issues here. Maybe, just maybe, the fact that landing gear is just connected with one stud, but then also that makes it easier to take them off for display. I honestly don't have any critique towards this build other than it being super niche, which is not the build's fault. It's just a fun model and a cool piece for any sequel or first order fan, and I highly encourage you to check out the instructions on BrickVault. Even if you don't plan on building this yourself, I guarantee you'll still have some fun going through the instructions. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what other builds you'd like to see, and I'll catch you guys in the next one at BrickVault.